What's up, everybody? This is Thandile Mayekiso. I'm back once again with another video. Today is a special day because me and my wife get to celebrate 4 years of marriage, and it's been amazing, right? And I thought, you know what? Let me just share about our story. Now, my wife is not a camera person. She's not into standing in front of the camera and doing all the stuff that I like to do, which is talking in front of the camera, right? But for me, I love doing this because I'm archiving my story, my family story, for the whole world to see, right? And so I enjoy doing what I'm doing, and I just love it, and I also think it's important that we keep these stories so that our kids and our kids can go back and view these and be able to understand deeply, who their great grandparents or grandparents are and were. And so one day I want my grandkids and my great grandkids to come to these videos and watch and learn from my experiences as a human, along with the experiences that I've had with my family, and so forth and so on. So I enjoy doing these videos because I'm not doing them for, the world, although I am putting them in the public platform. But I also want my family, my kids, to be able to come back and share my stories, and hear and listen and learn from my stories as well, because that's something that I don't have a privilege of, since my grandparents never did. They never wrote letters. They never had journals. So I don't have anything to go and base my beliefs and, my mannerisms too, because there's nothing to show for it. I only hear stories from people that were close to them or relatives. But as for me to say I've read something that my grandparents wrote, I don't have that. And for me, that's something that I don't want my kids to not have that privilege of. So I do these things for that reason only. I do these videos for that reason only. So yes, Sundays are strictly for, some church principles, not just church principles, but just principles that I've learned to learn and study and teach. And so that's why Sundays are specifically for that. And then these ones, they can be on any random day. So I think I'll be doing these more often now. But today I do celebrate 4 years of marriage with my wife, and it's been um, 4 amazing years filled with ups and downs. I would probably say more downs than up. And so today you'll get to hear that story. So I hope you enjoy this video with me. Please hit the like and the subscribe button. Just make sure that you follow my story and things that, I get up to, you know. So I met my wife back in 2019, and um, I had been looking for a date for quite some time. I'll probably do a breakdown of the story properly, but now I just want to run down just touch ups, But we met in 2019, and then we started dating in 2020, and then 2021 we got married. All right, and um, and the one story that I can share is that my wife has been so amazing for these 4 years, because look at this. We got married right on the 25th of September 2021, and it was during COVID, and so there were lots of restrictions, and so it was that just six of us there that had to travel there. Fortunately for us, my wife's home ward had visited the temple, and so they were able to then participate in enjoying and celebrating with her on her special day, on our special day. And so the amazing thing was that we were able to celebrate our birthday, yeah, our wedding, and it was nice. though most of the people that I wish could have been there were not there, like my parents, her parents, my close friends. I did have one close friend, and she did have um, some of her close friends because of her homework being there, and then a friend that lives in Durban was able to visit. In fact, two that live in KZN were able to visit. We had gone with one of her friends. We had traveled with one of her friends, Noki, Sister September, and Brother Moltino, who's my friend. So they traveled with us. We used a bus, um, city to city. That's how cheap we are. We used a city to city bus to travel, but it was nice, man. It was amazing, and it was still during COVID, so the COVID restrictions that we had to adhere to. But all in all, we had an amazing time. But let me just tell you, I'm going back now. So when I engaged my wife, I had been doing this program for Mercedes Benz. It was a 7 week program, which was a training program. I was doing the training, and we were earning 500 rands from that training every week. And so the last week, which was on the 26th, I think it was I think it was on the 26th of March. I might be mistaken, but I think it was on the 26th of March, which was our last day, or 25th of March, and then I engaged my wife on the 26th. But the last day of the program was that 25th. Let me just say the 25th. I might be mistaken or forgotten. 25th of March, and then on the 26th, the program is ended. There's no promise to work and all of that. We got our certificates, so we're good to go. Um, I borrowed my mother's car. She had a NP200 back then, a Nissan NP200. So I took that car. We traveled to the beach, Naun Beach, and that's where we were able to have fun. My friends were supposed to come, but as Thandile had a traditional ceremony in his place, so most of my friends went there, so they were unable to then, celebrate my engagement with my now wife. But I went on my knees, and then I engaged her, and she said yes. She knew I had finished my program. She knew I didn't have work. So a lot of things she knew. She knew I was broke, basically. I used all that money. In fact, I saved up for a ring. Um, and so that's the crazy part. And so then for the next, April, May, June, I am without a job, and we are planning for a wedding. Imagine. We are planning for a wedding, and initially it was supposed to be on the 20. I think it was November, if I might be mistaken, but I think it was supposed to be the November to commemorate her mother's passing, right? Her biological mother's passing away. Um, I can't remember. Yes, it was going to be her mother's birthday on that day, but she decided, nope, let's bring the date closer for whatever reason to September, right? Okay, cool, fine. And then Mercedes Benz called, um, that I was to start work on the 21st of June 2021. Yes. So then I started working. I saved up for Lobola. I'm not gonna tell you the price, but it was pricey that I saved up for. Um, and then the rest of the months, I was just saving towards the wedding now. And so when the wedding came, we were ready. In fact, before the wedding, me and my parents, we all traveled to, when I say parents, my uncle, because my father is nowhere in the picture. So we traveled to her place. Can't remember the dates, but I know it was the week before. No, it was not a week before. A month before. Yes, I think a month before or 3 weeks before. Either a month before we got married. We traveled to a place. I didn't go in. My uncle went. My uncles went in to do the lobola, so me and my mother stayed in the car because we're not supposed to be part of the lobola. And so um, they did the lobola stuff, and that finished. Everyone agreed on the price, and then they accepted the amount we brought, and they were happy. So everyone was happy. They were so happy that one of his uncles was like, "You can take it today if you want." I was like, "No, no, 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 no. We haven't prepared for that." And so we traveled back. So that was fun, and then she came a week before we got married so that we can do our side of the traditional wedding stuff, to accept her, in my home. So I don't know what the thing is called. Others eat tsiki, but in my family we don't eat tsiki. She just gets dressed, and then ayalwe. The My family then talks to her on how to be a wife and how to behave, basically things to expect in marriage, all those things. They talked with her, and it was all fun. Took pictures, and then a week later, then we got married, in the Durban, South Africa temple, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Durban Temple. And that's where we got married, and it was beautiful, beautiful. And she was the most beautiful woman on that day I had ever seen. It was so crazy, right? Remember now, this is COVID, bro. So, and she got sick, and so she started coughing. I was like, "Whoa, you can't cough now, bro. What's going on? What's going on?" And bro, she could not stop coughing, and she was cough and cough and cough. But on the day that we're supposed to get married, and I noticed this after the math, after we got married and everything. So she had been coughing from like when we left Tanzania up until there, and we stayed there for 3 days, and she had been coughing non-stop. And then on the day we got married, the coughing stopped. I don't know whether it was Satan or what, but she stopped coughing on the day. And then we got married, nice, all things nice. And then I asked her, "Yo, weren't you sick? Why did you become healthy for some odd reason?" And she's like, I wanted to cough so bad, but I held it in because I didn't want to be disqualified, or be a red flag because I'm coughing. They would say it's COVID. I got COVID, so I held it in. The most of the time, I was like, "Oh dang!" So he was suffering. So that was a cute story, and then we came back. We came back home. Then I went to work, and I got a letter of retrenchment at work that the next week it would be my last week. So I got retrenched. Got married on the 25th. On the 4th of October, I was out of a job. And for the next 9 months, I don't know, well, I know how we survived through the Lord, but at the same time through family. Family was able to support us, and they held us up. And then September, no, when did I get employed? August, I think. Yes, I think August. No, September. That's when I got employed. September. So yes, a full year of going out of a job. I then got a job at, a supplier for Mercedes Benz. So I was back in the same plant I used to work in, but now in a different section. And so that's where I started working. I was able to then provide for my family and so forth. Not that the pay was good, but it was at least suitable for us to survive and enjoy. And we've been enjoying ever since. But there's been lots of ups and downs through sleeping. Before we moved into this house, we lived in a shack that I built with my own hands. um, one time where there was so much air that, the roof was blown open. And remember, we were asleep and we had already had our first child. And boom, the roof is open. We could see the sky. And it was nighttime, bro. So had to get up, be a man, and fix the roof through that storm, through that wind, through that rain. Had to fix the roof because if I don't protect my family, who will? And man, there's been lots of those. Not those like, yes, rained on, having our roofs leaking. There's been lots of those, man. From me and her just not getting along, fighting, and having our own issues, um, family issues, in-laws, treating her not so nice. But then through relationships, family bonding, those relationships has been fixed. So now we're all good. So there's been lots of downs, man, lots of downs. But I have to say there's been lots of ups too. I know I had said there's been more downs than ups, but I actually take that back. There's been more ups than downs because I have a job. We now have a roof over our heads, and you know, uh, we live our own. We live on our own. We have our own house. We do have our own car, which is not really working now, but we have a car that we're planning to fix soon. Hopefully, we get the money that we need from a job that I'll get because I'm still looking for a job. I'm a qualified health and safety officer starting through BYU now to get my IT degree in information technology. So yeah, man, we've been grinding and hustling and doing our best to make sure that we hold our heads up high and we love each other, we serve each other, we sustain one another. Because I do serve in a leadership position at church. I am a branch president, and so I'm a leader of a unit. And so she sustains me, she supports me in my calling, and I support her as well in whatsoever she does. She is a student studying through BYU as well for her business and accounting management degrees and stuff. Also pursuing a degree at UNISA. So she's her own person, and I support her goals. We support each other. We have two kids, beautiful kids. Our firstborn came 2022, born on the 8th of September. Her name is Bukobuhle Amaya Mayekiso. That's my daughter. And then I have my second born daughter, born 2023. No, 2024. Yes, 2024 on the 17th of November. My beautiful Melokuhle Mayekiso, very beautiful child, very chubby. I love her. She reminds me of me, man. She got that energy. Oh, both of them got the energy, bro. Both of them got the energy. But yeah, man. So we've been blessed with two kids so far. So far. We're not expecting any child anytime soon up until the Lord gives us another job that pays better. Trust me. The economy in South Africa is not that good. So, but yeah, so far we have two kids and we live nice, man. We are happy, we love one another. Yes, we do butt heads here and then, but the beautiful thing is that we love each other, not to let our problems become more important than each other to love. And so that to us is more important, loving one another instead of fighting one another. We are not each other's enemy. And so that's been a short story of our marriage. And if there's any hope that what I need to send out there is that trust in love. I know we live in a time now where marriage is not that important, but I promise you, marriage is sacred. It's important. It's what God wants. And if you're a Christian believer and you still believe in love, you will find your partner. You will find that one person you can trust with all of your heart, mind. And I promise you that you will enjoy the blessings of marriage if you take care of your marriage, if you love your spouse, you trust them with you, and you trust them, and they trust you with them enough to give themselves all to you, and you make sure that you honor that, and you be a blessing in their lives, not a curse. You know, you don't become a headache, but a help. You know, a trust, a builder, a friend, a lover. All in all, you need to serve all. You know, physically, sexually, spiritually, mentally, psychologically, temporally. You need to be able to be doing all those things for your spouse. Those are all important. They are all intertwined. You can't survive without any other. You know, they are all important. So make sure that you give your all to your person, but make sure you date right. Date to marry, and you don't compromise on the standards you put your standards, and those your standards will be what will help you in the long run. And your partner needs to love you for the standards you've put, and they need to respect the fact that you are you are your own person enough that you won't compromise on those. And I promise you, if you do that, you'll have a wonderful marriage. You know, no, not everyone will seek to have your type of love, and that's what you want, is to be a motivation to others, like I was to my niece. My niece never wanted anything to do with marriage because she saw her parents get divorced. But because of us, me and my wife, she wants to be married now, you know, because she saw, seeing how, you know, two people love one another despite the struggles and the heartaches and, you know, the pain of not having enough money. You know, many people put money first in their marriages. Yes, money is important. We need to survive. But more than that, we need to love one another. You know, the jobs will come. You know, the success will come. And you need to trust in the fact that, you know, the Lord will provide. You know, as long as you're not complacent, but you're pushing to be employed, He will provide those for you. Like we believe that He will provide for us, because we're putting ourselves in positions where we can be employed. We are studying, we are developing skills, gaining skills. So we'll be ready when the time comes, you know. And all the things that now we are unable to do, we'll be able to do. And so don't be scared to build, to start from scratch, you know. You know, Rome was not built in one day. So I promise you, trust in marriage. Trust in God that He will take care of you guys. Even if you don't have money, He will take care of you guys. He'll make ways where you can provide for your family. You know, for me, I pay my tithing. That has been a blessing in our lives that we've been able to get this far. You know, there's been times where I can't even make, you know, monthly payments, but through the grace of God, we're still here. We've never slept with with our stomachs empty. That's one thing for sure. So trust in God, and trust that He will take care of you, and He will, you know, date to marry, and trust in the Lord with the person that you are dating. Pray for the person you are dating, and pray to know if they are your life partner or not. So don't waste time on people that are, you know, will just be wasting your time. Don't waste your time. Your time is precious. What time you've lost, it cannot be regained. So I promise you, you will find fulfillment as long as you wake up and you say, I choose to love you each and every day. Because you'll meet many beautiful people in the world, because there are many beautiful people in the world. Don't be a fool to say, you know, there are no beautiful people. No, 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 no. There are beautiful people, and they will test you. But you having that ability to say, I chose this person and I still choose this person, that will help you. So wake up each and every day and look at your partner and say, I choose you. And when the times are hard, go back to why you chose that person. Don't let them become your enemy. Don't ever go to sleep angry at your partner. Talk it out, even if it's not comfortable. It's better to talk it out than to be quiet and then it becomes a bomb. Alright, so that is my two piece of advice to you guys, and I hope you enjoy this video. And if you did, please man, help me with liking and subscribing and share this message with your friends and your families out there. This is Thandile Mayekiso on the Destination Show. Take care and goodbye.